What is up, Pats Nation? It is Patriots Global here with another video, and today's topic is going to be wide receiver Golden Tate, and this is a guy you're going to hear so much about going forward into free agency. It's a guy you heard during the deadline this previous season, and if you guys follow Dear Pats Nation, which if you want, go subscribe to him. He's another really good Patriots YouTuber, makes great content. Go check him out. But this is something he also touched upon. And after what Golden Tate said in an interview today, I think it's really important that I touch on this because of how serious this actually is. So let's flash back to right before the trade deadline this past season. The Detroit Lions basically said that wide receiver Golden Tate was up for grabs. The Patriots said that they were looking to add a premium wide receiver to the wide receiver corps and basically shut that area of the offense down. Ultimately, though, Detroit ended up picking Golden Tate going to Philly. Philly offered the Detroit Lions a third-round pick, but so did the Patriots. Now, the only reason that Matt Patricia and the Lions decided to make the trade with Philly was because they figured that Philly's third-round pick would be higher as it is. I mean, the Patriots won the Super Bowl, and the Philadelphia Eagles did not make it too far in the playoffs. If I'm going to be honest for a second, I was actually kind of upset when this trade didn't happen. I was really looking forward to seeing an elite wide receiver on the Patriots. I mean, of course, at that time, I didn't know the Patriots would go to in the Super Bowl, but now I look back on it, and I'm actually happy that they didn't make this trade because the Patriots do not have to give up anything for Golden Tate because he is a free agent. Now, if they had made that trade, they would have had to give up a third rounder for Golden Tate. The Patriots can now get Golden Tate for nothing, just money. They don't have to give up anything for Golden Tate. And we won the Super Bowl without him. So I think it works out. But like I mentioned, Tate was recently on the Pro Style podcast the other day, and they touched upon the Patriots. They touched a lot about his free agency market, and he said that he would love it, just love it in New England. He would love to play there. Now, he actually has connections with people inside of the Patriots organization. He actually mentioned two people, one of them actually being, believe it or not, Patriots wide receiver Julian Edelman. He said that Julian Edelman is actually a good buddy of his. They said that they are both very good business buddies, and that he's also been in contact with linebacker Kyle Van Noy, who, if you remember, actually got traded from Detroit a few years ago when these two played together on the same team. He also added that he would just love going to New England. He loves the atmosphere. He loves the hard-working mindset that they all have, and he would just not mind catching a few passes from, air quote, old Tommy Boy. Tate is currently 30 years old. Now, he has won one Super Bowl ring when he was with Seattle, and then, of course, he did play for the Lions. That really didn't get him anywhere, and then we all know he was traded to the Eagles for half a season. And he mentioned himself just wanting to win another Super Bowl ring. But the question to me comes down to, is he willing to take a friendly pay cut? Because Golden Tate, he's going to have a market. He is one of the top wide receivers in the market going into the offseason, going into free agency. But knowing that this Patriots organization works very hard, that they get to the playoffs on a yearly basis, getting that first round bye on a yearly basis, and have been to the Super Bowl at a very consistent rate, would Golden Tate take that pay cut to try to get another ring, catch some passes from Tom Brady, and meet back up with guys like Julian Edelman and Kyle Van Noy? Tate has had 3 seasons eclipsing over 1,000 yards, 2 of those actually being back-to-back, which was in 2016 and 17. And then this past season, he eclipsed 795 yards. Now, if you don't know about Golden Tate getting traded and switching teams, you might think that he was taking a downfall, but that's definitely not it. I mean, when you're on one team and then in the middle of the season, you get traded to another team who has a totally different scheme when it comes to the offense, you can't expect him to go and eclipse 1,000 yards. Now, before going to Philly, Tate was targeted 69 times, recording 44 receptions for 517 yards and 3 touchdowns, with a lawn of 67 yards. He then gets traded to Philly, where he was targeted 44 times, hauling in 30 receptions for 278 yards, 1 touchdown with a lawn of 32. A lot of people saw Golden Tate as just a bust for Philadelphia, which in some ways I can understand, but like I said, he came in very late. I don't think he necessarily fits the scheme that the Eagles are trying to do, but I mean, in the end, he definitely was effective for them, and he did win them a playoff game. Now, what makes Golden Tate just such a perfect fit for the Patriots? Why is this a guy that literally everybody is talking about? Why does he want to join the Patriots? Why are fans crazy about him joining the Patriots? Ultimately, it just comes down to Golden Tate is this Patriots offense. He literally is just shaped around what New England is trying to do, what New England has done for years, what they're successful in, what Tom Brady does, what he's comfortable with, what he does best. That's why Golden Tate is the perfect wide receiver for the Patriots. He's extremely versatile. He can line up anywhere on the field. He can play slot. He can line up on the outside. Now, personally, I think he does better when in the slot, but he definitely does have the ability to play on the outside and still do it at a very high rate. Just a quick side note for anyone wondering, he will not bring much height to this Patriots team, but I mean, when did the Patriots ever seem to really care about height? He's 5'10", so he isn't a guy who is going to bring in massive height whatsoever, which a lot of fans feel the Patriots should bring in. Although he is small, don't let it get confused, because he is a pretty dang good blocker when it also comes to the run game. He's not scared to get in there and make some blocks, which definitely helps with what the Patriots are trying to do with also establishing a run game and taking some of that pressure off of Tom Brady. But I think what is best about Golden Tate and what makes him so good for New England is how elusive he is. Now, he is said to be one of the most elusive wide receivers in the NFL. Just the way that this guy gets off the snap, the way he darts and just gets off the line of scrimmage is unbelievable. But the most important part is his yards after catch ability. Now, Tate isn't slow. He isn't incredibly fast. He is not Philip Dorsett. He is not John Ross. He is not Cordero Patterson. But his yards after catch ability, he won't need this extremely fast speed, nor is that really what the Patriots offense is. Tate is an extremely good route runner, easily one of the best I've seen in the NFL. And that's something that the Patriots really stress, is route running and release. And that is something he does to an extreme ability. I mean, this guy just seems to always find a way to get open. But why is his yards after catch ability so important? And why do I feel that that makes him the best fit for the Patriots? Well, Tom Brady is getting older. I know a lot of us like when we see Tom Brady flinging it downfield for 20, 30 yards and making big plays, but ultimately he is getting older, and that's not really what the Patriots do. Tom Brady really likes to do these dump-off short passes. It's what he does. It's what he's good at. Golden Tate fits into that system perfectly because he can break tackles so well. Literally, guys, look up this guy's highlight reel. It is insane. A lot of the times, this guy is impossible to tackle, and when he is tackled, he's not actually tackled. A short 5-yard dump off to Golden Tate could easily turn into a 20-yard gain. So when you combine his elusiveness, being able to get off the ball and the snap just very well, adding his very decent speed, adding always being able to get open, his very precise and crisp route running, combine that with Tom Brady knowing exactly where he's going to throw the ball, and then have the fact that Golden Tate is extremely hard to tackle. I mean, it's the perfect fit for the Patriots, guys. Now, like I said, only downfall is going to be salary. There are without a doubt going to be teams that will easily offer Golden Tate at least $10 million a year. Now, for some reason, I just feel like this is a trade that is bound to happen. For some reason, I kind of feel like it already has. I mean, with his love for the Patriots, with him just wanting to join the Patriots so bad, with the Patriots having this really big need at wide receiver, having interest in him prior, it just seems like a match made in heaven. Personally, I would be okay with signing Golden Tate to a 2-year deal, somewhere with 7 to 8 or 9 mil a year. If you get him for anything less, this is without a doubt a steal. But that is it for today's video. What are your guys' thoughts on Golden Tate? Let me know in the comments below. Also, please make sure you guys like and subscribe, as it helps me out very, very, very much. Make sure you guys share this video with everybody who knows we can go to the Patriots Global family. And other than that, I will catch you guys in another video.